What is happening, everybody? You're very, very welcome to another weekly live show of More Sales Every Day. My name is John Mullery, and if you were just joining me, you are very, very welcome. We've got an action-packed show tonight. I'm doing something slightly different tonight, but it's very, very exciting, and we have a lot to share with you. So if you're just joining me and you're just coming in right now, let me know in the comments that you can hear me coming through, and you can see me coming through loud and clear and crisp and clean. And just getting rid of some tech stuff here, and we should be good to go. Send now. There we go. Okay, so we have David here once again. David, you're very, very welcome. It's your study day for Acquisition Accelerator, but you'll make time for this. John Mullery in the house. Fantastic. Hope you're enjoying the Acquisition Accelerator. Hope it's going well for you. I've no doubt it is whatsoever. And so today's topic, what we're going to be talking about today is the one thing that if you can show your prospects this one thing over all other things that you could possibly show them, you will watch your sales soar like no other. Now, I know that's a little bit hypey and a little bit up there with claims and everything else, but the training that I'm going to be sharing with you from Todd today is it's a short, snappy training. But it's actually one of our more popular ones. And when people see it, the amount of aha moments and the amount of breakthroughs that they have when they see it is just incredible. So thanks for letting me know that you can hear me okay, Abdul. I'll just give you a shout out on the comments there. So thanks for letting me know. Let me know where you're actually coming from, Abdul. So where in the world are you coming from? And Acquisition Accelerator is blowing my mind. Well, that's absolutely delighted to hear that, David. And like we were talking about last week, I've no doubt since Todd has poured his heart and soul into it. So I was actually a little bit trigger happy there with the button on my stream deck here, but all good. We're kicking things off. So if you're just joining me, my name is John Mullery and I'm the Director of Marketing for Todd Brown. And this live show and all of our weekly live shows is all geared around one thing and one thing only: helping you acquire more clients, helping you acquire more customers, helping you scale your business and scale your funnels, your offers and your campaigns in a way that's so unique and so different, and in a way that the leading experts in our industry are all raving about. And we have a couple of regulars here, which is already really great to see. We have David coming here. We have a few others coming in as well. And I've no doubt there's going to be a few more people joining shortly. So if you're just joining me, the topic for today's live show is all about one thing, and it's all about how, if you share and if you show your prospects that you have this one thing and that you can provide it to them, you will watch your sales soar in a way like no other. And how I want to kind of pre-frame the training a little bit by saying a couple of things. And the first thing I want to say is there right now there's obviously a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in terms of, the economy in the US, upcoming elections, the time of year that it is as well. I mean, for businesses, we're heading into our final quarter of the year for all businesses. And long time stalker Alan Woods. Are you stalking me, or are you stalking? You're more likely stalking Todd, but that's all good. Long time talker, I love it. So like I was mentioning, there's a lot going on right now in the world in terms of the economy, in terms of COVID and restrictions, and a lot of businesses are suffering, and a lot of people are also at the same time maybe looking at their existing marketing campaigns or existing ads or existing systems that they had in place a few months ago that are no longer maybe as profitable or no longer as effective today as they were a few months ago. And one of the knee-jerk reactions can be is like, well, my offer is no longer good enough, or my product or service is no longer good enough, or what I'm doing to add value into the marketplace is no longer good enough. I need to go out and change the game. I need to come up with something new, something different, and so on and so forth. And while that may be the case in some instances, something that Todd reminds us all the time, and he does his best to remind his tribe a lot of the time as well, is that just because your product or your service, your offer are not converting as well right now as maybe they have in the past, doesn't mean that your product, your service, your offer, or whatever it is that you're adding value to the marketplace, it doesn't mean that that's no longer valuable. It just means that what you're using to portray that value and to highlight that value maybe no longer effective. It doesn't mean what you're offering is no longer effective. Maybe the marketing that you're using to promote it is no longer effective. And essentially what that boils down to is what Todd calls market sentiment. And all other things being equal, the only thing that has changed is market sentiment and people's desire and people's reasons for making those buying decisions in the first place. So if you can tap into those reasons and tap into that market sentiment, you don't need to go out there and make drastic changes to your offers or drastic changes to your product or service or come up with something completely different. If you just make those changes to your marketing and how you're positioning and how you're presenting what it is that you have to offer, the results can come back if you're tapped into market sentiment. So now that I've said that, and now that I've pre-framed exact training from Todd, I want to jump across to Todd, because obviously Todd is the main guy when it comes to engineering wildly profitable customer acquisition and client acquisition campaigns. And his process for setting up campaigns is so unique and is so different, but it's so custom, which I think it gets lost a lot, is because a lot of times there's a lot of really smart people out there, a lot of really smart marketers, a lot of really smart coaches out there helping other coaches and helping other marketers and helping other businesses with their own businesses. And a lot of times these really, and they're genuinely being helpful, which is another thing that I have to mention, but they use this kind of like, well, if I have a hammer, everything else that I see has to be a nail. So whatever method I'm using, no matter what scenario I go into, I'm just going to use this hammer and I'm going to hammer it over whatever I see in front of me. So I'm just going to see everything as a nail. Where how Todd's approach differs is that when you take the core of your offer, the core of your business, the core of the value that you're offering, and apply it to Todd's methodology, it becomes unique to you. It becomes custom to you, and it becomes adaptable to you and to how your process is being developed over time. So that's one of the really, really kind of groundbreaking things for me, is seeing how Todd engineers those campaigns and how Todd takes that step back and doesn't just dive in and see, okay, well, I know what to do. Just take action, just take action, just take action. It's not always about just taking action. Action is fantastic. And, if more people took action, people would be better off. But sometimes taking that little bit of a step back and assessing the situation from a strategic point of view, and then pinpointing exactly what you need to do from a strategic point of view can really change the game. And one of the things that I want to share with you today on this training is how you can completely change the game in terms of how you're seen in the marketplace by showing your prospects that you have this one thing. So what this one thing is what I'm going to share with you now, and I'm going to pass you over to Todd, because Todd is going to walk you through this process from start to finish. And then at the end of Todd's process, we're going to have a Q&A if there's any questions or anything we want to cover. And then from there, we're going to dive into the rest of the show. So over to Todd and let him take it away.
Hey, Todd Brown here. Now, if you're a coach, consultant, or information marketer, I'm going to show you in this mini masterclass how to have the most sought after offer in your entire marketplace. I'm talking about you becoming the go-to authority, the one that everybody in your marketplace wants to learn from. It's the principle of differentiation 2.0, and it's very different from what most people think about when they think about differentiation. Now, there's nothing for sale in this video, so relax, sit back, and learn. I'm going to share with you how to show your prospects that you have the one thing that they care about most. When you show them this, watch how they flock to want to spend money with you. Now, the idea of differentiation is nothing new. It's been around since the beginning of marketing. Even Harvard Business School professor Theodore Levitt went on record as saying way back, differentiation is one of the most important strategic and tactical activities in which companies must constantly engage. It's not discretionary. See, standing out, having something different to say, having something different to offer, being different is crucial. Different gets attention. Better doesn't always get attention. And so it's not discretionary. It's not an option. You must differentiate. Now, it's Jack Trout who's known as really the father of positioning, the father of really differentiation. And here's something that he said, but I'm going to show you today why this is no longer applicable to what it is that you are doing, trying to grow your consulting, coaching, or information marketing business. So Jack Trout said, the key to the success of a business is to be different in the mind of the prospect, which is what positioning is all about. And you see, it's this little word right here, be, that makes this whole idea of differentiation inadequate. Differentiation today, what your prospects care about, what they want to see from you that will drive them to buy from you, is no longer about you being different. See, the idea of, right, I'm different because of blah, blah, blah. I'm different because of my experience. I'm different because of my history. I'm different because of my track record. I'm different because of where I went to school. I'm different because of how long I've been doing this. Nobody cares about that today. My info product is different because it comes from blah, blah, blah years of experience, blah, 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 my experience in XYZ, or my consulting services are different because I'm a pro at this, or I'm trained in this, or I'm certified in this. Prospects don't care about that anymore. See, today in 2019, because of how competitive most markets are, most niches are, differentiation is no longer about your experience and how much you have, or your years in business, or your credibility, or your track record, or your client success stories. That's not the differentiation that prospects are looking for, that prospects care about. I'm going to show you in just a minute what they do care about, what you do need to show, and when you do, how it'll drive prospects to really want to do business with you and learn from you. Now, maybe you're familiar with the USP, the unique selling proposition. I'm not about to tell you about the unique selling proposition. What is the USP? Just so that you understand the difference. So a unique selling proposition is when you have a product or a service, consulting services or coaching services, that offers a unique benefit. You offer a benefit that no other consultant or coach or information marketer provides. When you have a legitimate product or service that has a unique benefit, yes, you can use the USP as a way to differentiate yourself. But the reality is that today, the overwhelming majority of consultants and coaches and info marketers do not have a unique benefit. Most, likely even you, are offering the same benefits, the same promises, the same payoff, the same results as every other consultant, every other coach, or every other information marketer or info product out there that you are competing with. So how do you differentiate if you are offering the same result, the same benefit, the same outcome, right? What is that kind of differentiation today in 2019 that drives prospects to buy? Well, no doubt, your prospects have likely tried lots of different products, lots of different programs, maybe even another consultant, another coach. They've purchased a digital course. They've purchased who knows what, books galore, courses galore. And no doubt they've been let down. They've been disappointed. They haven't gotten the results that they were promised, right? Most of the copy out there, most of the marketing out there is all loaded with hype and exaggeration and hyperbole. And most customers, clients, students end up being disappointed. And so today, your prospects, the people that you are talking to, your audience, they want a different way of getting those results. They still want the same results. They still want the same outcome. They still want the same promise, right? They still want the same transformation. That after picture that they have in their mind is still the same. But today, what they want is a new way, a different way to experience that outcome, that result. And that brings us to differentiation 2.0. There are two pieces to this process. Very, very simple, but insanely powerful for driving prospects to want to buy from you. The first is what's called a unique mechanism. Now, let me be clear about this. What makes you personally unique is not a unique mechanism. What's different about you as an individual? And no doubt you're different. We're all different. We look different. We sound different. We've got different personalities, different perspectives. But what makes you different, which is all fantastic, is not a unique mechanism, is not what today your prospects care most about when choosing a coach, choosing a consultant, or buying an information product. The unique mechanism, your unique mechanism, is how your product or service uniquely delivers results. It's how your consulting works to deliver results. It's how your coaching program, what it is that you're teaching and equipping them with, actually works to deliver the results, right? It's how your information product, what's being delivered in there, how it delivers results. It's how your product, your service, your consulting, your coaching, your information product works to fulfill that promise that you are making to your prospects. Now, here's the thing. A unique mechanism is not just a bunch of tips that you're sharing in a book or a bunch of tips that you're sharing during your coaching or consulting. It's not just a series of some common tips that people can find on YouTube or find in some other book or find on blog posts. It's not a better way of doing the ordinary, the typical. It's not you taking the typical approach that people are learning or hearing about and just figuring out a new way to talk about it. And it's not some commodity product, service, approach, offer, method that your prospects can get or learn about anywhere else. Remember that today, your prospects want a new and different way for getting results. That's what they care about. That's what they get excited about. That's what they get interested in. That's what drives them to buy. See, in your case, as a coach, consultant, or information marketer, your unique mechanism is your specific process. Whatever it is that you are helping people experience, helping your prospects experience, whatever outcome, whatever result, whatever transformation, your specific process that you lead them through, that you teach them, that you coach them on, that you consult them on, that is part of your unique mechanism. Your formula, your framework, your system, your methodology, whatever you want to call it, all packaged properly and given a name. It's you taking your approach, your system, your methodology, your approach, packaging it together properly, giving it a name, right? It's a proprietary approach, your proprietary approach that prospects can only get from you. It's your proprietary approach for delivering the results that is only offered from you. And when you have a unique mechanism, which we'll talk about in just a minute, and that becomes the focus of your marketing, which is very easy to do, you give prospects hope a tremendous amount of excitement. The reason why they buy is because they have hope that maybe this time around with your unique mechanism, something that they've never been offered before, something that they've never been given before, that this time around things will be different. Maybe now with your unique mechanism, something they've never been offered before, never heard about before, never been given before, right? That maybe this time they will be successful. See, prospects think maybe all of those things that I've tried, all the things that I failed at before, everything that I did that didn't work in the past, everything that I attempted, everything that let me down in the past, maybe it didn't work because it was missing this unique mechanism. Maybe this unique mechanism is the answer because it's something that I haven't heard about before, tried before, or experienced before. And when your marketing is built around this unique mechanism, people flock to you because you are the only provider of that unique proprietary solution. Because it's different, because you stand out, because it's a new and different way to experience the result that your prospects want, they flock to you to buy. It's how to secure your different positioning in the marketplace. It's how you will stand out as the provider of a vastly different and superior solution to everybody else that you are competing with. And here is the really beautiful part of this whole thing. Every coach, every consultant, every information marketer has a unique mechanism. You just need to understand how to pull it out from what it is that you are already doing, package it, and give it a name. Now, the unique mechanism is the first piece to differentiation 2.0. The second piece is even easier, and it is repositioning your prospect's problem, repositioning what it is that they see as the problem, really repositioning the problem that your unique mechanism solves. Very simply put, it's you showing how your unique mechanism is the only mechanism that addresses the real root cause of your prospect's problem, the real reason, the underlying reason. While all the other mechanisms out there being offered by your competitors are only addressing the symptoms, your unique mechanism is addressing the root problem, and it's the only mechanism that is addressing the root problem. You see, combined, when you have these two elements in your marketing, my gosh, what you've got, really, differentiation 2.0, is you have a new and different way, your unique mechanism, which solves your prospect's real underlying problem. You are the only source of that solution, and you are the only one in the marketplace that is offering to solve your prospect's real problem in a new and different way. And when you do that and you present that in your marketing, people will flock to pay you money. People will flock to get your solution. People will flock to get your coaching, your consulting, or your information product. That's differentiation 2.0. That's how you stand out today. That's how you have the most sought after offer in your entire marketplace.
Talk about short, sweet, to the point, and absolutely jam-packed with stuff that you can take to the bank. And there's two critical components to what Todd talked about that I just want to echo. And that's first is that, first of all, is like Todd talked about, you're solving that root cause problem. Your unique mechanism is solving that root cause problem, the real underlying problem, not the superficial problem, but what's really, really underneath, the stuff that's keeping them up at night, the stuff that when they're lying in bed at night or they can't sleep, the stuff that's getting them going. That's their real root cause problem. And in secondary, they can only get that solution from you because it's your unique mechanism. It's not just something that you've learned from somebody else. It's your process, your framework, and how you deliver that result uniquely to you. And it's your unique mechanism that's solving their root cause problem, that underlying problem. And those combined has you off to the races. Does that make sense? I'm just going to have a quick look at the comments. Great stuff from Jason. Thank you, Jason. Is there an echo in here? There may be an echo. Dialed. And then we have Ollie Wade. Welcome, Ollie. I think this is your first time on this the live stream, the live show. So very, very welcome. We've had a couple of conversations, Ollie. So good stuff. In some cases, it's just highlighting the mechanism. There was a big beer campaign that shared the amazing distillation process and I take gangbusters, even though the other beers use the same process but did not discuss in their marketing. Yeah, good shout. That's I think it was called Schiltzer's beer or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of it, but yeah, you're on the ball with the process there. Now, when it comes to a unique mechanism, and when it comes to actually going through the process to figure out what your unique mechanism is, to really dive in and define what your process is and give it that name so it becomes uniquely yours, there is time involved to do this. It's not like you can sit down and in 2 seconds figure out your unique mechanism, or just look at what you're doing, throw a fancy name on it, and hope for the best. That's not what it's about. That's what's called a false or fake unique mechanism. It's a mechanism that's not really unique. You're just putting a fancy tagline or a fancy name on it, and that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is truly defining your process, truly honing in on what's unique about the result that you're delivering that solves that underlying problem, and then putting a name on that. And then that's when people buy into unique mechanism by the way of your thesis, your marketing thesis, or your marketing argument, you are off to the races, because what they're essentially buying into is you. They're buying into you and your unique mechanism, and they can't get that unique mechanism anywhere else. So when it comes to making that buying decision, they only have one choice: to buy from you. And I seem to be disappearing here for some reason. Oh, there we go. We're back. There we go. We're back. Sharing in my group, live event marketers. Good stuff, Troy. I'm delighted to hear that. You're very welcome to share it in any group you want. And yeah, cool. So like I was talking about, the unique mechanism is truly the game changer when you use it the correct way. And using it the correct way takes time, like I mentioned. It's not just, okay, I do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to call it the X, Y, and Z method, and I'm off to the races. There's my unique mechanism. That's not what we're talking about, like I mentioned. We want you to truly dive in and truly be able to identify what is truly unique about the process that you're using. Now, a lot of people might be thinking, well, what if I don't have a unique process? What if I'm doing something plain Jane? Well, everybody has a unique process. Every info marketer, every coach, every consultant, every expert, every marketer, they all have a unique process. They just have to take the time to go through it, to figure out, to define it, and then put that name on it. And as long as your unique mechanism and your process is genuinely solving that root cause problem like Todd talked about, you are off to the races. How do you think about root problem other than I need to make more cash? That's actually a good question, David. Or sorry, not David, sorry, Alan. And but see, like if you think about root cause problems, say the symptom is that you're running out of money, so you need more money, so I need to make more cash. But what's really the root cause? What's the underlying issue there? Like why do you need more cash? Are you struggling to pay your bills? Is your mortgage up for arrears? Is your ex-wife or ex-husband on top of you for alimony or whatever the case is? And I don't mean specific to you. You don't have to get personal here, but you get to. There's obviously a reason why you need more cash. I mean, you don't just want to have cash to have it sitting in your pocket or sitting in your safe or sitting in your room. You need that cash for a specific reason. So what is that reason, and what is it about that reason, and what is it about that struggle currently that is keeping you up? That is like, okay, if I don't make payroll, my staff are going to leave me, and I'm going to have no staff, and then I'm out of business, and then I can't run my business. So I need cash, or I need to make payroll so I can pay my staff, so I can fulfill on what I'm supposed to be fulfilling on, is a lot more powerful than I need cash. So you really have to hone in on that unique problem and hone in on that underlying problem. And again, this takes research. This isn't just, yes, you can make a best guess scenario for starters, and generally speaking, for those who may be their own market in some instances, where you may be a marketer marketing to other marketers, so you can, generally speaking, have an idea of what some of the root cause problems are and things and forth. But diving deep into this takes a bit of time, and it takes a couple of goes that, you may have to iterate a couple of times, and that's fine. But it's not just about that superficial on the top problem, which is I need more cash. There's something else going on in there why you're not able to generate cash. There's something broken, something else that needs to be fixed that will allow you to generate as much cash as you want. Hopefully that makes sense. Yes, thank you. One of Todd's unique mechanisms is the idea, strategy, power of the unique mechanisms. Very well said. Very well said, Ollie. You're obviously a student, a serious student of Todd, which is fantastic to hear. And hopefully, I'll be touching base with you very shortly as well. Now, I have something I want to share with you today and it's something that if you've been on these live shows for a while, it's something I always mention. And well, nearly always mention. I have mentioned it all the time, obviously. But if you're serious about diving deep into this, one of the best places you can start is with a copy of Todd's book, How to Find Your Big Marketing Idea. And it allows you to stand out. It gives you the framework for standing out, actually a formula for standing out and grabbing attention. Because generally speaking, when it comes to all marketplaces these days, there's two things that are pretty much on par every single time. One, there's a lot of competition. It's a crowded marketplace. Generally speaking, every single marketplace these days are very crowded marketplaces. And two, prospect and customer jadedness and their skepticism is sky high these days because of the nature of the beast when it comes to digital marketing and online marketing. So with skepticism sky high and competition being sky high, standing out and getting attention can be very difficult. But one of the best ways you can do that is by having a big idea be the heartbeat or the backbone to your marketing, and that big idea lends itself beautifully into your unique mechanism. And Todd, in his book How to Find a Big Marketing Idea, shows you how to link up those two together beautifully in a way that's seamless and in a way that will allow you to get that attention that you, your product, your service, or offer deserve. So if you want to get a copy of that, it's like $7 for the book. There's people on here that have already read it probably, and they can leave comments telling you how good it is and how amazing it is and how it's going to change the way you market your business forever, or change the way you look on your marketing forever as well. And if you want to get your copy, you can head on over to bigideamarketingbook.com. Also, if what you've seen today has piqued your interest and what you've seen today is like, oh my god, this is making perfect sense, I need to get on this, you can head on over to learnfromtodd.com and you can book a call with one of our E5 strategists where they will dive deep into what you have going on right now. And if you have a unique mechanism, we can look at it and see where we can improve it. Or if you don't have a unique mechanism, or you're just getting started with the whole process of putting together a unique mechanism, we can show you and point you in the right direction. Obviously, we can't do everything for you. That's not what the E5 strategy calls are about. But it's about getting you started and the best foot forward, adding value to it in a way that you will not get anywhere else. And I know that's a big claim, and it's, I can back up that claim by just look at some of the comments here, people that have already gone through that process of getting an E5 strategy call. If there's people here, I'll call out David. I mean, he's already commented. Yes, it's a definite game changer. He's already gone through the process. He's actually working with Todd as well over an 8-week process on our E5 Acquisition Accelerator, which is our private group coaching program done on a very specific basis. That some people that jump on these E5 strategy calls, they want to move further, they want to get results quicker, and they don't want to do it all on their own. So they have the opportunity to work with Todd over 8 weeks, where Todd will essentially walk you step by step through his whole process for engineering campaigns for maximum scale. If that's something you're interested in, you can head on over to learnfromtodd.com. Now, what I want to do quickly is just do a quick recap of what we've covered today, because we're coming to the end of the live stream. And first of all, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for tuning in. What we covered today is how you can truly differentiate yourself in today's crazy, in today's uncertain, and today's hyper competitive, hyper skeptical marketplace. And how you can differentiate yourself is by developing a unique mechanism, but that is true to you, that someone can only get from you, that where you're solving the root cause problem that your prospects have, and they're going to come to you to get that solution, because through your unique mechanism and how you present that unique mechanism, they can only come to one conclusion, that they want to do business with you, because they see your unique mechanism as that new and different way of them getting that result. And that new and different way, that missing piece of the puzzle. We're always on the lookout for something new. If you think, if you're an exercise fan and you're constantly switching up your programs, and you know, whereas yeah, in a ideal scenario, sticking with the one program long term and making those progressive gains long term, you would see results. But there's so many people out there that are constantly on the lookout for the new way, the new and different way to get the exact same result. And we can tap into that. We can tap into that human nature with our unique mechanism. And it's such a powerful process when you actually start to go through it for yourself, but when you start to apply it and when you start to see how your prospects will flock to you with nearly like beady eyes, that they're so excited because they have that missing piece, the solution that they were looking for, and the only person can provide that solution to them is you. And if that's something you're interested in developing and a whole lot more, and a whole campaign to go around promoting it and scaling it and so much more, head on over to learnfromtodd.com, book a call with one of our E5 strategists, and let's go from there. Thank you so much for joining us. If this is your first time on one of these live streams, we have a live show every single Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you mark it in your calendar. If there's somewhere on this screen here that you can mark as follow or get notifications or whatever, make sure you do, because every single Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, we do a live show like this where our goal is very, very simple. Our goal is to add as much value to you as possible and help you to go from where you are to where you want to get to, in terms of getting more clients, in terms of getting more customers, in terms of scaling your business out the wazoo, regardless of what's going on in the economy and everywhere else. My name is John Mullery. I'm the Director of Marketing for Todd Brown. Thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you next week.
Yes, we teach marketing, but what we really do is change lives. That's the business we're really in. We just happen to do it through marketing education. Like, you know, people ask me all the time, they say, well, why don't you just go out and sell some widget, man? Like, and look, I can, there's no doubt. But what excites me more is to know that I get the good fortune. I'm blessed to just be able to give to other people what it is that I've learned and watch their lives change. Right? We communicate with real people every day, with real dreams, real families, real fears, real needs. Or when somebody posts a picture online of something that they just bought their spouse, a MacBook Pro, or even cars, or we see somebody that is moving into a new home, or maybe their first home that they've never owned before. And I just know, man, that we're changing lives. There's just something, man, about seeing other people soar that juices me up.